Hi everybody, I'm Allie. Join me as I show you how to work with some knotting cord. We're going to be working with our Beadtec knotting cord here, and I have a brown and a black knotting cord in size 8. I'm going to show you how to burn it, how to tie it, and how to make really simple jewelry with our new Athenacast products. Don't be intimidated, you can do it. If you need any materials, go ahead and look below the video. In the description, we'll put links there for you. Gather everything up and let's get started. So to get started, my mat's a little messy because I've been having so much fun playing with this knotting cord along with some of the new Athenacast products, our metal products. And what I want to show you and talk to you about is the cord, that knotting cord. And I'm going to go over how to create nice knots with the beading awl, and then also how to make functional and easy to use slip knots. So when you're putting the jewelry on, if you want it to be bigger or smaller, that slip knot will open up and will close as you're working with it. So we're going to be going over that with the Athenacast. I have some necklaces on, I have some bracelets on that I've been having fun kind of comboing and creating with all of these fun metal pieces. So it can be as simple as just one knot, as simple as one bead hanging down. You can work with this Chinese knotting cord. Some things to know about it. It's 0.8 millimeter, but it's really forgiving because it is super, super easy to cut on an angle, really flexible, really easy to burn. We have it in black and we have it in kind of a nice natural brown. Most of the things I've made so far, I've made with the brown, doing those slip knots, doing the necklaces, and I'm going to make with black today. I know that for sure. With the thread or with the knotting cord, it is really, really easy to melt because it is a nylon cord. So you can take your your thread burner, press that button down, heat it up, and then burn down the end so it doesn't fray. You can also use a candle lighter. That's really great. It'll ball it up fast. Just be a little prepared for that. And then you kind of pinch it down as it cools. Also, sometimes it's a little bit hard to cut because it is in so many different kind of pieces braided together that you'll want to just snip with your wire cutter, or a nice sewing scissors is really great for it. But it's super, super forgivable. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make a little necklace, and I'm going to make it with this cute little leaf charm here. Nice little something simple, small, that I can interchange and maybe put some gold beads along with it. I have my cord here and I've cut it into about 36 inches. So a 36-inch piece, because I know that will go around my head twice. I have a tiny head, I know. You'll want to go around your head twice. That's a great size to get started with because then you know it's at least going to be fitting. You can also just knot this at the end and do a long slip knot or a long cord that you don't even have to have the slip knot on. So this one here is a little bit tinier of a hole, so I could probably force the cord through 2 times, but I'm just going to take it through the cord once. Drop it down twice. My pendant here that I have on, this one, I did take it through twice and kind of loop it around. This one's a little bit smaller, almost charm-like. And I'm going to simply knot right above. Now, when I knot above, I don't really have to worry how close I'm getting, but I'm just doing an overhand knot. So let me do that a little bit slower. Take the 2 cords, make a loop going over top of it. See, that's over top. And then bring the cords both through and pull. Now, see how I stick my finger in there? That can kind of control where the knot is going to go, that I can help position it. Or what you do is you grab your awl. You can kind of hold based on the awl there. I looped it around. Let me push that back through. And then you can control exactly where your knot is. For this first one, I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just going to push it down with my fingers to where I want it to be, pulling both ends, making sure I have an equal amount of my knot cord on both sides. Now that's going to hang down. Separating out the cords now, I'm going to put on a silver bead on each side, but I don't want it to sit right next to the front. I want a little bit of space before that. So I'm going to take my cord, and this first side, you don't usually have to worry exactly where the knot is. I'm just doing the same thing, overhand knot, and giving a nice tight pull. Now, that being said, the other side is what you're going to want to make sure you can get that knot to sit in the same place. So I'm going to do that overhand knot, just tucking the cord through, grab my awl, and put my awl in there before I tie it tight. what this allows me to do is once I pull that cord, I can move the knot up and down along the piece wherever I want it to go because that's in there. So see how I'm kind of moving that around? I'm usually an eyeballer, and I eyeball it and make sure that it sits even. So I usually don't even bother with this, but it's good if you really have trouble and you're a perfectionist. Slide that out a little bit more, pull, pull, and pulling, and done. Now your knots are right in the same spot, or pretty darn close to it. All right, now what we're going to do is put on our bead. So I'm going to take this corrugated round bead here, and I can see already, oh, this cord at the end isn't going to want to go through here. So here's where I'm going to go ahead and burn this so that way it is a little bit thinner and it's not pushing down at the end. Let go of that. Grab my wire cutter here and cut that down. It's slightly on an angle now. And see, goes through easily. After you're done putting it on, you tie another knot. Overhand knot. You can see I take my left finger and I push it against the bead, but that's just because I'm so used to not knotting with an awl. After a lot of practice, and the Chinese knotting cord is great for that, this knotting cord is perfect. See how I'm pulling that awl down towards the bead? I'm basically pressing the awl towards the bead with a loop inside of it. And as I pull the awl out, I'm pushing the cord with my fingers down right next to the bead. Take it off the awl, and there you have it. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to go in and put my bead on. Drop it down next to that bead knot cord. Go in here and make my loop. Get a little bit smaller so it's easier to kind of push it, position and hold the awl. Pull that nice and tight. See how it's up a little further from here? You're going to take that awl and just hold the handle and kind of push it down next to the bead. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, and off. And there we go. Now I can do a couple more up further. Again, doing the first one. You can use a ruler if you want to figure out exactly kind of the length that you want it to be to sit apart. I usually go like this. Then I'll put my beading all in. And I say, is that where I want it? Probably about that. Right there. Now I pull nice and tight, pull that all off, and just have that knot. I'll line up and do the same one on the other side. A couple more beads up, and then I'll show you how we do the back. Once you have all of your beads on, it's time to do the ends. And I'm going to bring the camera up a little bit so you can see kind of how my hands are moving. Now, how I did my necklace is I put one of the large hole beads going through opposite directions and then tied slip knots. This allows me to grab and move and expand the necklace however I want to, pulling it closer or making it smaller so it's interchangeable. If you're just doing a long design, you can also just tie an overhand knot in the back, and then you can go ahead and burn off those ends of the knot cord. But I'm going to show you how to do that slip knot. I like a bead, if I can, around the back. So I have a bigger large hole bead here. It is Athenacast 321 in case you want to check that out. And here is a bigger silver bead that I'll have no trouble. It's a washer going through the back. So what I'm going to do is take my project here, and I'm going to go through here one way and go through here another way with my cord. And I've made sure that the ends of my cords match and that they are the same length, and also that I can still get it over my neck. All right, so I have them going in opposite directions, and we're going to tie simple slip knots. So how do we tie a slip knot? This cord here that's at the end, we are going to tie, and I'm trying to make the cord about in the middle here. So if you need to, you can kind of pull it down on your project, push it back a little bit, and all right. Now what I'm trying to do is tie a slip knot, meaning I'm going to tie this side of cord around this one, but not include this side of cord in it. What that's going to, again, allow to do is it to slip around the project. We're going to make some loops. Here's one loop going backwards, another loop going backwards around that other cord, and then we're going to take our thread end, those two loops that we've made there, we're going to pull that thread end through those two loops. And I have a video specifically just on this if you need it to. Pulling that down towards the end there, That's your slip knot. You have 2 little loops there. Bring it down so you can see it nice and easy. 2 little loops here. And then see how it's going to slide on the cord itself. It slides back and forth along the cord. All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but what I'm going to show you is on this side here, I'm going to put on 1 more of my corrugated round bead because I think it's easier to hold on to a bead to put on. Let's see if I can get this through or if I need to cut it down. I need to burn it. This is always good to see it in action because a lot of people get intimidated, but this is really easy. Burn that down to make it a little bit more stiff. Paste it through that hole. And now after this bead here, I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Overhand knot through the end of the hole here. You can leave yourself a little bit more room if you want, so you don't have to struggle like I am. I'm just going to pull that into a nice knot. Take my cutters, cut that down, leaving about 1/8 of an inch there. And then take my thread burner, heat it up, make this end gummy. Like I said, you can use a lighter too. Burning that down. And then once it gets to a point that I want it to be, I take my finger and kind of smush it all down. And that just creates that little bit of a stop. So we're going to do the slip knot on the other side as well here. So onto the other side, we're going to do 1 loop, 2 loops. So I'm doing loops working backwards around the other strand. So there's my 2 loops that I did. The end goes through it, and then I pull down on it. And there you have it. Same deal here. Put another end on. And finish it off. I have other videos showing how to do the macrame cord as well. If you want to do the macrame to do the slide knot, it's up to you. Tie that knot, give a nice tight pull, cut that down, burn that off. Making that gummy because it's nylon. Giving it a second so it doesn't burn my finger, and then pressing it down. Heat it back down. Make that gummy again. Press it down to what it is. There we go. That's it. And now that bead's in the middle, so that way those slip knots, when they come together here at the end, and you see that happening, they don't touch. I love the bead there because, again, it allows you to not have to worry too much as you're expanding this, which way, and if they get too tight. Now I can make this necklace, we'll pull this back, as small as 16 inches if I want to, or as big as about 30 as I pull this back. And then just stick it right over my head, pull those 2 sides, or even keep it long and keep going with layering necklaces. Super easy. Same for bracelets, same thing here. You can just knot single. You can do a double as well too if you want to. 2 cords around, and the same thing for the cords going around single and double. Here's an example with one of our Athenacast pendants with those little tiny large hole beads, and then same thing along the back here, having that slip knot, perfect for a layering necklace. Also remember, if you want to, just showing you with this extra cord, when you get to the back, if you want to, just say you want something that is long, and say this is a 42-inch necklace or so, just that overhand knot. Certainly you can use a clasp guard and clasp if you want to, and burn off to the clasp guard and clasp, or just tie that overhand knot and make that the end, burning that, cutting that down, burning it down, and then that's your loop. This is also perfect for keychains too if you want to do that. Little wedding favors that you can hang a little bee on a candle, or even baby shower little favors too. Nice, easy things. We have some feet and really cute stuff. Can't wait to work with more of this Athenacast, and I just love the flexibility of this knotting cord working with it. Thanks so much for joining me. I can't wait to see all of your creations in our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making. Don't forget to, you can comment any other knots that you love to do, design ideas, anything in the comments here. That's always amazing because it helps to grow this community. As always, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for more inspirational designs.